Okay, so we have a quiz on Tuesday on 7.4 and 7.5. So we're just going to review from now till then. So I'm going to do half of the questions with you on the review, and then the other half you guys are going to do for homework. So let's start with number 12. So here we want to factor the polynomial. So when we have two terms, we want to factor by taking out the GCF. So what numbers do we have in common? What divides both into 4 and 12? John? Think bigger. Anything bigger? 4. So 2 would work, but you're trying to find the biggest number that divides into both of them. So we're going to take out a 4. Now let's think about the t's too. If we have t to the second power and t, how many t's can we take out? 1 t. Awesome. They both have at least 1 t that we can take out. So I'm going to take a t and put it on the outside too. Now on the inside, what's 4 divided by 4? 1. And then if I have 2 t's and I take 1 away, how many do I have left? 1 t. And then what's 12 divided by 4? 3. And if I have 1 t and I take 1 away, how many do I have left? None. So our answer would be 4t times t plus 3. Let's go down. Let's do 16. So what number goes into both 5 and 10? 5. So let's take out a 5. And then what's 5 divided by 5? 1. And then what's 10 divided by 5? 2. What or how many y's can I take out? If I have y squared and y, how many can I take out? How many y's can I take out? What's my greatest common factor with y's? 1. So we're going to take out a y. I can't take out more y's than what I have in each term. So this one only has 1 y. The second term only has 1 y. So we can only take out 1 y. So I'm going to put a y on the outside. What's y squared divided by y? Y. And then y divided by y? Nothing. So our answer would be 5y times y plus 2. Yep. Let's look at 14. So number-wise, what goes into both 8 and 20? 4. Can I divide 20 by 8? No. So 4 is our greatest common factor. So we're going to take out a 4. What's 8 divided by 4? 2. Minus, what's 20 divided by 4? 5. Now, how many x's can I take out? 2. Awesome. We're going to take out 2 x's. So x squared, x to the second power, is going to go on the outside. If I have 3 x's and I take 2 away, how many do I have left? If I have 3 x's and I take 2 away, how many do I have left? 1 x. And then if I have 2 x's and I take 2 away, how many do I have left? 0. So our answer would be 4x squared times 2x minus 5. Is there a way that we could check our work? We could FOIL, but here we only have 1 term on the outside, so we could just distribute. What's 4x squared times 2x? What's 4 times 2? 8. And what's x squared times x? X to the third. What's 4 times negative 5? Negative 20. And then we have x squared. Is this the same thing as the question that we started with? Yep. So you can always check your work by distributing. Yes. All right, 15. 15 is a good one. Do I have any numbers as the GCF? Nope. I can't divide anything by 3 and 1, other than 1, but we don't take out 1 as the GCF. So we don't have any numbers. What about variables? How many t's could I take out? What do we think, 1 or 2? 1. We can take out 1 t. So the second term doesn't have 2 t's to take out. It only has 1. So t is going to come to the outside. What do I have left here? Awesome. 3. Just 3? 3t minus, and what's t divided by t? Not 0, but think, what's 5 divided by 5? 1. So it'd be t times 3t minus 1. Because we could distribute this and end up with the same thing as our question. But if we put just 3t, we wouldn't be able to distribute and end up with the same thing as the question. So don't forget the 1 there. If you're dividing something by itself, it would be 1. All right, let's do...
Excuse interruption. Students that are participating.
Let's do 14. Looking at the numbers, what goes into both 18 and 12? 2 does, but think bigger. 6. Awesome. 6 divides into both of them. So you always want to take out the greatest common factor, so the biggest number that divides into both of the numbers that we have. So we can take out a 6. What's 18 divided by 6? 3. And what's 12 divided by 6? 2. Now let's do the same thing with the a's. If I have a to the 5th power and a, how many a's can I take out? How many? 1. Because the second one only has 1 a. So I'm going to take out an a. What's a to the 5th power divided by a? A to the 4th power. And what's a divided by a? 1. So it'd be 6a times 3, a to the 4th power, plus 2. Any questions? All right, let's do the factoring on the bottom, so 7.5. I think I'll do all the ones in the first column and then let you guys work on the rest of them. So starting with number 1, we always want to see what are 2 factors of the last term that add up to the middle term. So what are 2 numbers that multiply to 6 but add to 5? 3 and 2. Awesome. Because 3 plus 2, is that 5? Yes. So what would go into the parentheses? X plus 3 and x plus 2. Awesome. So just need to come up with your factors here. Figure out what 2 numbers multiply to the last term, but add to the middle, and then write them in factored form. So you write it in your parentheses. Let's do number 4 right below it. What are 2 factors of 12 that add to negative 7? Four times 3, what's 4 plus 3?
7.
Positive 7, but we're looking for what? Awesome, we're looking for negative 7, so it has to be negative 4 and negative 3. Perfect, because negative 4 times negative 3, is that positive 12? Yep, a negative times a negative would be a positive. So how would we write our answer? W minus 4 and W minus 3. Awesome. All right, let's do 7. What are 2 factors of negative 20 that add to 1? Four and 5, but which one's positive and which one's negative? 4 is negative, so what's negative 4 plus 5? 1, perfect. Because the sign in the middle is always going to be the sign of the bigger number. So 5 is larger, so that would be the positive number. So how would we write our parentheses? X minus 4 and x plus 5. Awesome. All right, let's do 10. What are 2 factors of 40, negative 40, that add to negative 3? 5 and 8. The sign in the middle is negative, so that means our bigger number is going to be negative. So 5, what's 5 minus 8? Negative 3, perfect. So what's going to go into our parentheses? n plus 5 and n minus 8. All right, 18. What are two factors of negative 20 that add to negative 8? 2 and 10. Which one's negative? 10 is negative. Perfect. So what would go into the parentheses? W plus 2 and W minus 10. Any questions here? All right, for 11, below it. Oh, got to be careful with this one. Why do we have to be careful with 11? Q to the second power is not first. We got to reorder it. We got to put it in standard form before we can factor. So we have Q squared plus Q minus 56. So we're looking for two factors of 56 that add to what? Add to 1. So what are two numbers that multiply to negative 56 but add to 1? What's 56 plus 1? Is that 1? Remember, it has to add to 1. So it has to multiply to negative 56 but add to 1. Eight and 7. Which one's negative? 7 would be negative. Remember, the bigger number keeps the sign in the middle, so bigger number would be 8. It's positive. So what goes into our parentheses? Q plus 8 and Q minus 7.